Good evening, this is Caitlin Stern coming at you with yet another ration review, and I'm waiting for others to pop in. But for those who will be watching this late and you see the extra stuff pictured here, these are all the extra goodies that foreignemery.com included in the package, along with this First Strike Ration Menu 5. And I looked all over the outside of the bag for a date, and I could not see any date codes on any of the items while still inside the bag. But once I get into it, I'll pull out the items and I can show you date codes. But what I will do is I will incorporate all these extra goodies into the meals that I will create out of this First Strike ration. And most of these foods are designed to be eaten on the go or in a situation where a soldier, for tactical reasons, cannot produce a heat source such as a fire or using a gas stove or even Esbit stove, or even use a flameless ration heater. So, or they do not have the time to actually heat up an item such as entree or making coffee or hot chocolate or whatever hot drink they may choose to have or have available. They would simply open the package and eat the item right out of it. So that's what this ration is designed for. This could also be a good ration for, say, a day hike. If you're not all that concerned about pack weight and you're just going out for the day, or you're going to an event where you're going to be out all day and you have to supply your own food, but do not have either access to a heat source or you are not allowed to have one. I apologize for the noise. There is a motorcycle firing up outside, and I do have my slider closed. But you could have this as your food for the day at whatever event. For instance, next weekend I will be volunteering at the White Eagle Multicultural Powwow. And if there was not food available, which there will be, or if it was food that I do not eat, for instance, for various reasons, like I do not eat pork. So that's why I don't get rations that contain pork. But if I did not have food available that I could eat, I could put this in my pack, have it with me, and I could have food for the 2 days that I will be volunteering at the event. So that is one thing you could use this ration for. So again, I am waiting for people to pop in. I do have my coffee pot on standby, ready to heat up water if I choose to make a coffee or a hot drink. And I can tell there is coffee in the accessory pack because I can see the components of it. And again, I will apologize in advance for other noises. There is construction going on the outside of my building. They are they're putting on new siding, and they're doing it on my outside wall. So that's why you might hear any sawing noises or hammers or staple guns or anything like that. That is what that is all about. So again, I apologize in advance for that noise that you may hear. And if it happens throughout this live review, I will again, identify what it is so that people will not be wondering what the heck is going on. And I did post this on Friday that I would be doing this today, so I'll wait a few more minutes, and if still no one comes in yet, I'll just go ahead and start it, and people can just catch up. I see you have one like and run, so I hope that person will come back. And I just stepped up to go ahead and do some cold brew tea. Lou is here, or was here. I don't show any viewers, but again, if someone is watching and my my screen is not showing it, this is a U.S. First Strike Ration, Menu 5. And it has the mains in here. My phone doesn't always want to focus. This is a honey barbecue chicken sandwich, lemon pepper tuna, and there are a whole bunch of other items in here. And as you can see here, I have all the other goodies that Art Nina from 4NMRE.com included. I've shown in is I've heard of it only in skincare products such as lotion and a body wash. But I guess the goji berry is an edible berry, and it is a Japanese berry, I believe. So there's goji berries in here and chocolate. And this is the one of the new package colorings for Canadian rations. It's not the color that is still used for the hamburger bun and sports drink packaging. And this is from 2018, so this is last year. So they included this. This is a chocolate dessert, and according to this, it's like a piece of cake with a chocolate sauce on there. So that's what's in this can. This is from a French RCIR. And this is, oops, sorry, hit by camera mount. This is a salmon, like a salmon pate. And Nathan Zamarie showed a tuna version of this in the last RCIR that he reviewed. So again, this is one of the freebies that foreignemery.com sent me. Then here is a chocolate paste. So this is pasta. It means it's paste in Russian. So pasta as in the, it means a paste. So this is very delicious. And this is the Army biscuits, or biscuits de campagne. The 3 flavors: salt, cereal, and chocolate chip. So I have these as extras. So, and I also have my foreignemery.com mug. I have my, oops, sorry, I keep mopping this mount. It's very unstable, I apologize. My good old drinking jar. foreignemery.com spork. And this is First Strike Ration Menu 5. And as I open it, I will find out what year these components are. See, it's very, very well packed, very efficiently packed. This does not have the peelable seal, so the seal does not go up, form like a little bump like that, like the standard Emerys have, and what the Emery Nation bags have. So I will have to get a little cheating device. I'm going to go ahead and cut this open. Well, that one I did not cut that very good, but I can rip it now along the seal. So what I'm going to do first, I'll keep the knife handy in case I have trouble opening another item. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this off to the side. And I'm going to start pulling out the individual items. And off the top here is just a plastic bag. It's a Ziploc bag. And what a person in the field could do, one of 2 things with this, or 3 things actually. You could, you eat part of the ration, you put the rest of the items in here to keep them all together and to keep it watertight. Or after you're done and you need to pack out your trash, you can put your trash in here and throw it away. Or you can use it to keep items dry in your pack. And I apologize for what sounds like yelling outside. There are construction workers out there doing some work on the exterior of my building right outside my apartment. So, this is a very, very bent toaster pastry or Pop-Tart. And it appears that there is just the single one in here without the actual Pop-Tart branded wrapper. And it's very bent, so I'm pretty sure it's going to be a crumbled mess. This is the Cran Raspberry First Strike bar, also a little bent. And it feels to be very, very flattened. So it's actually this wide instead of this wide, that long. John's Life, welcome to my live show. I am doing a review of First Strike Ration Menu 5. I have not had one of these Cran Raspberry First Strike bars, and Old Smoky, another ration reviewer, loves these. These are his favorite ration bar. So I got one of these in here. Again, all of these foods are designed to be eaten on the go or in a situation where you cannot produce a heat source. I have crackers that also have been bent, so when I open these, they might come out crumbly. And I'm not going to open up all of this tonight. I'm just pulling everything out to show what is inside this bag. I have fruit punch drink powder in one of these drink bags. If you did not have a cup or you needed that for something else, you could use this bag to mix the drink in and drink right out of it. But for review purposes, I do it in the cup. Oh. Yes, I have had the mocha and the chocolate First Strike bars. In fact, when I did the last Canadian IMP, I compared the chocolate First Strike bar with the Canadian Chocolate Soldier Fuel bar. And they're both very, very similar, and I like them both. So, and the next item is the accessory pack, which I will open up in a little bit. This is a nut raisin mix, and these are always good trail food, hiking food. It's got M&Ms and a variety of nuts. I have it does come with the spoon, just like the other MREs do. This is a teriyaki beef stick. I don't know if they had enough for this. There's only one beef stick in here, and this would be a good trail snack. I have another drink powder. This is a chocolate protein drink powder, and these are meant to be mixed cold. And I watched Crazy Russian Hacker open up one of these and he mixed it hot like it was a hot cocoa, and you're not supposed to do that with these protein drinks. They're supposed to be mixed cold, and it's in one of these bags that you would pour the water in and shake it. This is a Bridgeford product. They do ration components not only for the US but for other countries. This is a filled French toast. So it has the syrup and butter incorporated inside it. That would be the breakfast item. Toasted corn nuggets, which is these are not like the corn nuts that you'll get in a store. These are like what come in the Ration rations, and what they are using now is the MRE Star branded corn nuggets, and these feel just like those. These do not feel like the corn nuts that you can go out into a store and buy. And here is another on-the-go item that is designed to be consumed right out of the pouch. This is applesauce. There's Fred Thorne in the house. Thanks for dropping in. This is it's cinnamon, and this is like a fortified applesauce, and it's a little thinner than your typical applesauce, so it's designed, you can literally drink it. And then here is, I like this packaging. This is Starkist Tuna Creations Lemon Pepper, and this is a larger quantity than what you would buy in a store. This is 4.5 ounces, and the typical one would be maybe less than 3. So there's more tuna in this pouch than what you would get when you go buy it in a store. And here is another Bridgeford item. This is the honey barbecue chicken sandwich, and the filling is encased in the bread. And when I open up that, I'll show you what that is like. And here is the second accessory pack. What is inside here is something new that I have not seen before. This is caffeinated mints. These are Challenge brand. This is a mixed berry energy gel. So basically, think of a carbohydrate electrolyte drink, but with only a quarter of the water. So you would suck this right out of the pouch. You could do this on the go. I have peanut butter, and you put this on the crackers along with so there's, and then this is a fat-free mayonnaise that would go with the tuna. And now this other accessory pack. This is the usual accessory packs you find in an MRE. This is cinnamon gum. This red side of this wrapper indicates cinnamon. Got not one, but not two, but 3 moist towelettes. This is iodized salt. White tip matches. And one rear roll. So this is slightly different than the standard accessory pack. There is no coffee. So again, that's probably designed that way. You mix cold drinks only if you do not have any heat source. So I will not be getting into any of these, but I do save these items. So I will save the mints for, let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces. So there's 5 mints in here. So now to decide what am I going to have for my dinner out of all of this. So should I do what could be a breakfast sandwich, or should I the filled French toast, or should I do this barbecue chicken sandwich? Or should I have the tuna? And I would mix the mayonnaise with it. No, Fox, never heard of that one. And I also have these other items that I could make a 4th meal incorporating the rest of these. So yes, that is used to cut the siding to length. They're putting new siding on the outside of my building. And I've already seen what the primed side looks like. It doesn't have the final coat of paint on it, so once it's all up, then they will paint it. So it has a coat of primer on it already. So that's why you hear the saw going on. Oh yeah, no-dos, I have heard of that. So again, I am going to be saving those mints because I'll probably get enough from whatever else I'll be having. And this energy gel is mixed berry. So I can put I will grab the bag and so if you think I should have the tuna, then that's what I'll do. I'll put the other items back in here. So what are the other items that I should have? Should I save this drink powder for breakfast? I only have one other drink, which is the fruit punch. So any other drinks, I will probably just come up with something out of my supplies. Or I can just brew some tea in my coffee maker. Okay, so do the fruit punch. I'll put the shake back in the bag. And I have nut raisin mix. I got the First Strike bar. I have the brown sugar cinnamon Pop-Tart, which could be a dessert item or a breakfast item. I have the crackers. And I would put the peanut butter on that. Okay, so I have this teriyaki beef stick. Of course, I could have this as a dessert. And because I have these French army biscuits, I can put the chocolate paste, the Russian chocolate paste on that. And because this has the salty biscuits, I can actually, what I could do is save the peanut butter and put it on the salty biscuits from this box, and then have the crackers with the tuna, although considering this package was bent in the bag, just like the Pop-Tart was bent. They may come out broken, but that's okay. I'll deal with it. So that, I could do it that way. And I also have this Zapple sauce, and I would, when I open this up, I'll pour it out so you can see what it looks like. Yep, that's one way you can do it to give it a little crunch. So I'll put the peanut butter back in the bag. So I can do that. So out of the rest of these, should I save this for breakfast? I can do that. I'm going to check the chat again. Should I save this Pop-Tart for for breakfast or as a dessert for another meal. I can do that. I'm definitely looking forward to trying this First Strike bar. I also want to try the apple cinnamon one. I've heard good things about that one too, but this cranberry one, I'm very interested in trying it. And this one actually feels like it broke. It feels like it's actually busted into two pieces. Yep. Okay, I'll save the Pop-Tart for when I do the breakfast. And I've been doing all these in the evening usually as my evening meal, or maybe for lunch. When I did my Aussie CR1M, I had breakfast for lunch. Okay, I'll have this as my dessert. And I can save this for another time too. So we got all these so far. I can save these for another time, these toasted corn nuggets. That's okay, you know, if you're doing it on a small screen, that can be hard. You know, I've had some major screw ups, and sometimes I can go back later and edit those, correct them. Sometimes I can't. Of course, I have this Canadian chocolate nut mix with goji berries, so I can include that in the mix. Yeah, okay, so this will be my dessert. So I can save the Zapple sauce for another time. So I guess I will not be needing my foreignmre.com mug, so I'll just put that to the side. I'll put that away later. I can save this energy gel for another time. I've heard some people like these, some don't, and it depends on the flavor. It's like a thickened liquid. That's what this is like. So it's not as thick as the Zapple sauce, but Will from Just in Time Prepping is in the house. Check out his channel, by the way. He does networking. He does some gear reviews. He does topics related to prepping. And Monday night panels. It gets people up to talk about a subject. So So again, I have, as an extra item, I have this salmon pate that I can include in another meal. So this Russian chocolate paste on these biscuits can be for another meal. And I'll put the peanut butter on these. There are 3 twin packs of the salted crackers. There's three twin packs of the chocolate chip ones, which are the same flavor as the cereal. Basically, these chocolate chip ones are the same as these, just with the chocolate added. Yep. Plain old Chuck is in the house. Thanks for dropping in for my live review of U.S. First Strike Ration Menu 5. Let's see, I'm going to look for a date code on one of these. Kind of figure out when this was packed. This is a 2018 ration. I just saw the date code on this. The 8 in the date code system means 2018. If it was 2008, I don't think it would be this, and the writing would be different. I don't think these were done in 2008. So I'll leave it up to you. Should I include something like this nut raisin mix or the Canadian chocolate nut mix or the corn nuggets? So which one of these would you like to see me open up? Or I have the teriyaki beef stick. Okay, should I go for the Canadian snack, the nut mix with the goji berries? That's what you think I'll do. I'll go ahead and add this to the mix. Set those to the side. So what I'm going to go ahead and do now, let's see who else has dropped in. Oh, hidden numismatist is in the house. So what I'm opening up here is items from First Strike Ration Menu 5 from 2018. I'm going to go ahead and get some cold water and mix up this fruit punch. I'll be right back. These do have a zipper seal, as you can see right there, but I'm going to go ahead and empty this into my drinking jar. Oops, sorry about that. Keep bumping my camera mount. It's a very, very red powder. And use my 4namory.com spork to mix it. Just slide this over here. Some of these powders mix better than others when using cold water, and I got that water straight out of my fridge, so it's really cold because that's how I like my my drink powders. But if I have to do it with room temperature or ambient temperature water, then that's what I'll do. And I'll be doing that when I go to the YouTuber meetup, because I will be taking some drink powders with me in case I don't feel like doing coffee or tea or hot cocoa. I would be taking those as well. And for those that are just coming in, any odd noises that you hear are the result of construction workers outside my apartment doing work on the wall. They're putting up new siding. So you hear a saw, you hear a nail gun, and various other power tools. They're stripping the old siding off, putting up new siding, and then that will eventually get painted with the color that management has chosen. So I'm mixing that crap out of this thing. It's a cloudy drink right now. I don't know if it'll clear up as it sits, but I will put that there. I'll let that sit. I'm going to go ahead and open up this chocolate nut mix. And the chocolate appears to have caused some of the pieces to clump together. So I'll just pick up this whole clump. There's almonds. There's peanuts. And the goji berries. I believe these are goji berries. Oops. I'll pick that up in a minute. So that is the chocolate nut mix. I'm going to go ahead and open up the French chocolate dessert. So it is basically chocolate cake in a can. I won't try to get that out. I'll just leave it right there in the can, but that's what that looks like. Let's see if we can get a... No hiss. Weird. Let's see if I can get these out without... No, I was right. They're going to be busted up. But I'll go ahead and pull them out. I'll just put my trash right there. The typical MRE crackers are not all that salty. I'm sure what the soldier in the field would do if he or she had this would mix the mayonnaise and the tuna in this pouch, but I'm gonna get a bowl. And the tuna is all the way up to the top, so I'm pushing it down so that when the tear notch is right here and the tuna is way up here at the top, so I'm pushing it down so that when I tear into it, I hopefully should not have as much of a mess. Again, this is a larger portion. .5 ounces or 128 grams. That's how much lemon pepper tuna is in this camo pack. Sometimes these tear notches open up all the way, sometimes not. There we go. I'll use the spork to get the rest of it out. There's still a fair amount in there, and I want to get all that out. Giving the mayonnaise a bit of a squeeze. I'm going to go ahead and squeeze that in here. This is the same very white mayonnaise that I had in my Ration ration. I had this mayonnaise in it, so it is the same one that is in the actual military rations. So this is whiter in color than the mayonnaise that you would buy in a store. Basically making a tuna salad. Without the extra ingredients that you would normally put in a tuna salad. That would give it a little bit more flavor and texture. But this is mixing pretty nice. It's easy to mix this up. The tuna is that fine. And this mayonnaise is a little thinner than mayonnaise that you would buy in a store. Usually the commercial mayonnaises are a lot thicker and they're a little they're closer to a cream color instead of real white. So that's what that looks like. I'll go ahead and take a taste of this by itself. The mayonnaise does cover up the lemon pepper flavor, so there's not a whole lot of that in here. But what I'll do now is I'll take these cracker crumbs that'll come out of the cracker packs. Dust up a little more of the cracker and that in. That definitely adds a little crunch because these crackers are not salted. Doesn't add a whole lot of salt. You know, I don't want a whole lot of salt on my tuna. So I have no need of the salt packet. because these crackers were under such pressure, they do break very easily. It tastes like a saltine, the crackers that you buy in the store minus the salt. See, I tried to put some of the tuna on there, and this cracker piece broke. That's how fragile they are. And having been bent in the package, that's probably why. So I'm separating out the individual pieces from this nut mix. So the goji berry is very interesting. I've never actually ate a goji berry in any form. It's a little sweet. It's not quite sweet like a cherry, but it's not tart like a tart cherry or a blackberry. It just kind of has a unique flavor. Of course, these are dried. But they're good. I like them. And the almond feels like it's raw, not toasted. Oh, pickle juice. Yeah, that's or pickle relish. If you can use pickle juice if you don't have the pickle relish. Of course, if you put too much of the pickle juice, you might make your tuna too runny, and you'd have to add something to bind it up, like the crackers. The almonds are not toasted, not salted. Yeah. Pumpkin seeds are toasted but not salted. There's a peanut. The peanuts are roasted but not salted. This tastes like a dark chocolate. It's just a clump of all of the bits together. It's a nice mix, but having that saltiness that you would find on the nuts would have been better. But yeah, I will definitely be finishing that off. I'm going to give the drink another stir because I think it needs it before I take a sip. It did clear up a little bit, but for some reason this fruit punch has stuff in it that just does not want to mix. but it tastes just like a Hawaiian punch. Now I'm going to go ahead and get into this chocolate dessert. Actually, it feels more like a hard mousse than a cake. It tastes like a very, very hard mousse. So it's very fine in texture. It does not have the texture of a cake at all. It's a little less dense than a fudge, but it has that same, and it has the texture of a mousse. It's dark chocolate, and it's got that sauce on it, so it's really good. I have enjoyed the few French ration desserts that I've had. I haven't met one that I didn't like. In fact, I think that one is just a little bit better than the chocolate pudding. It's not called pudding, it's called something else in French, but it is basically a chocolate pudding as we know it here in the States. But that is really, really good. No, not Bullwinkle. Wrong mousse. Oh, look, speaking of for an MRE, look who is in the house. There's Art from foreignmre.com. He and Nina, gotta check them out. They also have a YouTube channel. They review rations as well as sell them. And what he did is called a super chat. Oh yes, the French chocolate. If you can get any French chocolate, do it. The chocolate bars they put in their RCIR and the other rations, that is some of the best chocolate you can ever get your paws on. I have not tried the RIE or the single meal French rations. I would love to get a hold of one of those. But when I've seen those on other YouTube channels, they also include the chocolate bars, and they are very good. Yes, but if Nina is not here, then they can't compete with each other with doing the super chats. These crackers are very, very flimsy. I don't think I'm going to try putting anything else on this cracker. I'll just eat it as is by itself, plain. So I'll put the peanut butter on these when I go to get into that peanut butter out of this ration. But this nut mix is actually not too bad. I just wish there would have been a little bit more of a salt flavor in it. But the goji berries are actually pretty good. I'd like to find goji berries just in a store here. I might have to look in Asian stores. There are a couple of them that are not all that far from me that I can hit up to see if they have these goji berries, but these are really good. Well, this tuna with the mayo. I wouldn't mind having something else to put in this, but unfortunately, I do not. If I had pickle relish, I would be throwing that in here. Or cutting up pickles. Back in the day, my mom used to put finely chopped celery in it. And this tastes just like a Hawaiian Punch, or maybe a mixture of Hawaiian Punch and Kool-Aid. But again, as I said earlier, for those that missed it, I said at the beginning that this would be a good ration for taking to an all-day event where you needed to supply your own food, but you did not either have access to a heating source, or you are not allowed to have a heating source. And if I did not have food available next weekend when I go to volunteer at the White Eagle Multicultural Powwow at the kids' craft area, I could have saved this ration for that. And actually ate out of this for the 2 days that I'll be doing that. Oh yeah, either the green cabbage or the purple would have been good. There's the purple, you get a little extra color. And I actually like the flavor of the purple better than the green, but of course I'll eat either. My mom also used to put shredded carrots in the tuna salad when she made it. So this is a good light meal if you're not doing a whole lot of heavy activity. But I'm sure soldiers out in the field having this ration may also be carrying one of the MORE packets, which includes extra snacks and drinks. MORE is a modular operational ration enhancement, and there are cold weather MORE packs or hot weather MORE packs, and I wouldn't mind getting one of those. Yep, Art and Nina, good people. And if you haven't checked out their YouTube channel, go check it out. They have reviews of different items that they acquire. Either they buy them or someone sends it to them as a gift. And They will do occasional video inspections of their inventory, or when they open a shipment, they may do a video of it to see what's inside. And if anything is not quite right, that would be shown in the video. So there are several of those in their video library, so very interesting. Just throwing a few more cracker bits in there. Being less than their normal entree main, would probably have wanted to go for something else along with this if I was needing the calories, but tonight I'm not going to be doing that. But I am looking forward to trying the other items that are in there, like the filled French toast. I've never had that. I've never had the Bridgeford chicken sandwich. That's the reason why I picked menu 5, is because of these items that I've had the lemon pepper tuna before. The Star-Kissed lemon pepper tuna before, but the other items I was very interested in trying. These goji berries, very good flavor. I like these. I can't really place or equate it with anything else. Got a nice chew to them, like a dried cranberry or a raisin, and not too hard, not too soft. That is the color of them. I've never seen a fresh goji berry. Again, I would have to hit up Asian store to see if I can find them. But it is a good combination with this mix. And here is a clump because of the chocolate. Maybe it got a little warm, so the chocolate melted to the other stuff, or maybe the goji berries got a little sticky and other stuff got to it, but still very good. Again, I'm just giving you a look at the crackers, show you how bent it is. From the stress of being in that package, compressed with all the other stuff. It's not a tight vacuum seal on the ration bag itself, but because everything is pushed tight in there, I'm pretty sure those bags are filled by a machine and not human hands, but I could be wrong. But because these are so fragile, I'm not going to try to put anything else on it. I'm just eating this plain as is. And it just falls apart like that. That's how easy it fall apart. Just plugged into a power pack because my phone juice is getting a little low. One thing I might do when I open up the energy gel, I might actually put that on, try that on the cereal biscuits and see how that works. That could be something interesting to try. Since I did not get any jam in this ration. And as I said earlier, for other meals, I will come up with a drink out of my own supply. I got some different ration coffees. I got teas, I got cocoa, I got other drink powders. Or I could simply brew up some of my own coffee or tea. I have three Spanish sweetened condensed milk packets hanging out in my fridge. So I might brew up some coffee and use those to sweeten it. I probably need to use those up anyways fairly soon, so that's probably what I'll do. And I also want to remind you that after this coming weekend, after the White Eagle Powwow, which I will not shoot any video of, for one thing, I will be too busy with the kids' craft activity, and I will also be kind of chaperoning the bouncy house thing that they will have there. So I'll be switching off between those two locations. And I got into that by a mere accident because 3 years ago I attended it just because I wanted to see what it was like. I had never been to a powwow. You know, I am not a First Nations tribe member or anything even close, but it was there. I wanted to go, and then when the two women who were running the kids craft activity needed to go away, they were looking for someone who might fill in and help out. And so I said, yeah, sure, I'll do it. And so that's what I did, and I got hooked. I stayed the rest of that day. That was a Saturday, and I came the next day to do it again because I enjoyed doing it. I enjoyed interacting with the kids. And they were doing crafts that are very easy to do, or that I had done before when I was one of the camp counselors who did the crafts at the YMCA camp back in the 80s when my family was living and working there. So the last 2 years that I was there at that summer camp, that's what I did. Was I was in the craft area, plus I helped out with the weekly shows that we would put on for the campers. And so that's what I am doing again. Well, it's hard to do this. I'm doing this with my phone. I do not have a second device set up. I do not know how to bring in more than one camera. And because I do not have home internet at this time, this is the only way I can do it. And if I were to use a tripod, I would not be able to see the chat unless I fired up an extra device, and that really eats my it not only eats my data, but it messes with my connection sometimes, and I have tried that, but that doesn't always work. So this is how I'm doing it for now. I have had issues with my home internet with the two providers that I can have here in this building. I can't have satellite because 3 reasons mainly. One is weather seriously impacts satellite reception. I used to have satellite TV in the previous place I lived, but whenever there would be a bad storm, that would interrupt the signal, or if I got ice on the dish, I couldn't get anything because that would block the signal from getting through. And plus, I live on the north side of the building, and you have to, at least in the northern hemisphere, you have to have a southern exposure, a clear line of sight to the sky, in order to pull down good satellite signal, and I just cannot do that here. Plus, I live on the second floor, and if I were allowed to put a dish on the corner of the building, the trees that are on that end of the property would block the signal even when there are no leaves. So that's another reason why I can't have a dish here. Plus, I don't think it is allowed. I have not seen any dishes on the buildings, so that's why I don't have a dish, but have had issues with wiring in here. But I'm hoping that I can get back to having a home internet again, because I'm tired of burning data on my hotspot, but that's what I got. Okay. And this little thing right here is actually part of my desk mount. And what this is, it's a flexible arm that is connected to a clamp that would hold on to the side of a desk or table. And I bend it to get the angle that I want. And right now, the way I have it, this is the least obstructive. I've tried a few other setups with it, and I would either have the arm itself in the shot, or it just somehow would end up as being portrait mode instead of landscape mode when you view it after I'm done recording. And that has happened a couple of times, and I've found that rather annoying. But I have no way to flip a video at this time. I don't know how to do that since I'm shooting on my phone. But so the weekend after next is the Midwest YouTuber meetup. And I will be taking that video camera that I bought with my first YouTube check. And I will be taking that tripod. In fact, I've already got the tripod strapped to the side of my pack. And I have another bag that will have all of my power banks and my solar panels, and I have spare batteries. Plus I will be testing out that green emergency radio that I recently bought last month. I have a handheld weather radio also in there. So what I can do is I'll probably compare the audio output from both of those. And plus it'll give us an extra weather radio in case we have bad weather and we need to monitor it. And if no one else has a weather radio, then of course I will have mine. Yep. That's right. As when other YouTuber says, when she closes out her videos on her prepping channel, Prepper Princess, she says, make do with what you got, or something to that effect. And that's what you have to do. Think outside the box, and you'll get it done. Now get back into this good stuff. This is delicious. Dark chocolate, you can taste that as dark chocolate. It's not too sweet, but yet it's not too bitter. Yep. And when you live in a small space like I do, you have to do your prepping in a different way than people who have a larger space. Now, I cannot have the big 55-gallon water barrels And with my deck being in the condition that it is, with one of the railings being completely detached from the corner post, I will not do anything on my deck other than maybe go out to check to see if anything has fallen on it, or whatever. I just check its condition. I will not go out there and cook a meal until that rail gets fixed. But this exterior siding job, I think, is going to take precedence over that. Although I did alert the workers earlier today that when they're going around my deck, that's the condition that it's in. Just not asking them to fix that, just letting them know that it's like that, so that they can take any precautions they might have to. This sauce, if this can was just full of this dark chocolate sauce, it would be good too. That was good. So, Art, Nina, thanks for putting that French chocolate dessert in. That was delicious. And if anyone gets an RCIR that has a French chocolate dessert, especially that one, if you don't like chocolate, then you're in trouble. But I will also be doing a video soon of my gear loadout for the meetup. I have a couple of choices that I may do for as far as I have both of my sleeping pads, my inflatable sleeping pads, in my pack. My Climate Static V, which I bought last year and have yet to take out to put to the test, and then the $3 Thermarest 3/4 length pad that I bought in a thrift store, and it did not have a bag, and it did not have it just had a bungee cord around it. But I took that off and put another strap around there because I didn't want the hook of the bungee to poke that. And although I plugged into a power pack, my phone battery is showing low, so I may have to go ahead and cut this short and just let YouTube process it. And well, since this is a light meal, that's pretty much all there is for tonight. So I'll probably do another one of these meals next week. Probably, maybe on Thursday I'll do another one. And I don't know if I will, then I will do probably another one before the meetup. So at least 2 more videos out of this, maybe 3, since I have all these extra goodies. So I'm going to go ahead and close this out for now. And thanks for watching, and catch you on the flip side. And again, thanks to Art for that super chat.